Hi everyone, I'm Jackie from Behind the Design. This is our second live, and I'm super excited about it. Hopefully, it's going to go a lot better today than it did previously. So we went live last week and we still had a lot of technical difficulties, but we were figuring it out. All was good. Awesome start. So today, what we're going to talk about are three tools that every business owner, three AI tools that every business owner should be using. Now, I'm going to go with some pretty simple ones today. And first, though, I want to talk about AI and the elephant in the room, as well as why this is important and why I think it's so powerful for small businesses to start using AI. Okay. The first thing is that AI is a huge market and it's going to continue to grow. So the stats show that currently in 2024, the AI market was $279 billion. But here's the thing, it's supposed to grow to 1.8 trillion by 2030. And this is a 37.3% increase in the annual compound growth rate. Now, how many of us would love to get 37% growth year over year? That would be awesome. I think that AI is really hard to ignore. When I look at it and I see, okay, 83, no, I'm sorry, yeah, 83% of companies are starting to put AI as a priority within their business. And we're going to talk about why that is in just a second. And then I see that 91% of small to medium businesses say AI is having a direct correlation with increased revenue. Now, as a small business owner, I know how important it is to be productive, to make sure we're offering good customer service and that the experience our customers going through is working. I know the importance of how important systems are to our business and making sure that we're doing all the tasks that we need to do in an efficient way. And I understand that revenue is critical for the success as we grow. And so in looking at that, here's what I'm seeing on from the AI front. This is something that you cannot ignore. You you want to ignore it. It's scary. I get that it's scary, but there's a lot of good in it. So let's talk about that elephant in the room. Yeah, there's a lot of talk. Okay, is AI going to take over the world? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it will be controlled. I think it'll be regulated a little bit. Right now, it's a little bit kind of chaotic. It kind of reminds me of the dot-com era, if any of you were in business way back then, when there were tons and tons of these websites that would came out, no way to make money, but they all just flooded the market. And then we had this kind of boom, and then it went flat. I think with AI currently, we're going to see a lot of that. There's over 1,600 last time I heard different AI tools or solutions out there. I think that we're going to see that narrowed down. But I also see that there is going to be a huge growth opportunity. As a small business CEO, I know that I don't have enough time in the day. I don't have enough hours. I can't get everything done that I want to get done to end up growing this business. And typically, I would have to hire a whole lot of staff. I don't have that kind of revenue right now coming in to hire a big staff. AI has helped me in the sense that it has helped us become more productive on our small team because we are a small team. It has helped us deliver more content out there, help us share things that are really relevant to our audience. It has helped us do research and really identify, okay, who could really use our products and services. And it's really helped us kind of build more with less. And so I think we're going to see a lot of that. Now, I also equate AI into, and actually a professional friend of mine said, it's kind of like Blockbuster and Netflix. Blockbuster was you went to the store, you got the video, you took it home, you watched the video, you returned it. Netflix came out on the scene, and all of a sudden, Blockbuster is gone, Netflix is here. And I think we're going to see that. And I think it's really smart that small businesses who really struggle with trying to get it all done start using AI in the most efficient way that they possibly can. So if you're ready, let's talk about this in a little bit more detail and go into these products that we're going to talk about today. So AI can help you with improving your systems. And honestly, your company must be built on systems. Even if it's just you, you still need to have systems. You may currently have systems, you just don't know it, and they may not necessarily be good. They might be great. You might be repeating it. The second thing, it's going to increase productivity. How can you take those repetitive tasks that you do over and over and over and simplify that for you so that you don't have to do it over and over and something else is happening instead? And it's going to enhance that customer experience and hopefully grow your revenue. So, the first tool I want to talk about is chat. Now, chat is by far the number one, like it came on the scene early on, right? Now I'm going to try to figure out how to share my screen. I should just ask Chat. Let's do that. I'm going to show you this if I can actually show my screen. It says it's at the bottom. It's not at the bottom. I'm sorry, but it's not. Okay, I think I figured it out. Sorry for the delay. Here we go. And here we go on this screen. Share. And we're going to share one. There we go. And share. Hopefully you can see that. All right, so what I'm going to talk about here is chat. First of all, I want to show you this with chat. I'm using chat and I pay for the service. It's $20. To me, it is well worth it because what happens is as you use it, you teach it what your brand is, you teach it your target audience, your messaging. It really starts to get to know you. So the quality's a lot better. But today, because we're using new technology, and I should have done this last week, is I simply asked it today, hey, what are the steps to restream using Zoom when going live on LinkedIn? And it gave me all the steps because there was just one little step I couldn't quite remember, which is way down here. So I could scan through and go, oh, yeah, that's the step. And so I just asked it that question. Now I go to chat a lot more than I go to Google search. And that ends up being, I can't remember the status, but more people are now going to chat to ask questions than Google search. And how that's going to impact us, especially from like our websites and trying to be found, I'm not fully sure yet, but we're getting there. Anyway, you can see that here I'm on chat 4.40. And if I want to create a new chat, I can just say new chat. Now, on the new chat, then I can ask it any question at all. Now, it's all about your prompts. And if you do pay for it, you'll see that you can create projects, which I have over here. It also on the left-hand side saves everything that I have asked it so that I can go back into it. So if there's a chat that I've been talking about and want to continue working on, then I'm going to go back in that chat and just kind of pick up on the conversation. That also helps train it, and it can look back. You can ask it, hey, do you remember when we worked on this? And it'll normally say, yeah, I remember us working on it, and it kind of give you a summary of it. So it's all about the prompts. So today I'm going to say, hey, chat, and I talk to it like it's an actual person. I'm going to say, we've been working on AI and our new AI consulting, and I want to create a new lead magnet. Okay, this is for, and I'm going to tell it who it's for. Okay, this is for business owners who are just getting started. I want it very educational. And I want to recommend a few tools they can use. Now, I've already created an AI lead magnet, which I'll talk about at the end, but I'm just going to say, okay, remember, I created the AI or 10 AI tools for AI explorers. And I want this lead magnet to be a little bit more advanced than that one. Can you help me? And then I'm usually going to say something like, hey, what questions do you have? And I want, let's say 10 ideas with headlines and description. Okay. And then I click enter, and it's going to give me some of the questions before we dive in. It wants to know target audience specific, learning style, AI use cases, skill sets, format preferences, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell it those are great questions. Can you give me that? Can you give me the 10 ideas first? And let's see, here's the 10 ideas it comes from: automation innovation, AI productivity hacks, tools and tips for entrepreneurs, beyond the basics, mastering AI, AI in the bottom line, 7 strategies to boost profitability with AI, and so forth. Now I can dig in deeper. So I'm like, great, I really like these topics. Let me pick one. And then we can start really outlining that. And so I can go in here and say, let's say I like number 5. Let's see here. So I like number 5. And you can copy and paste it in there if you want. And you give me outline of what we should cover. So now if we just zoom down here, I can see that it's going to give me each section. So section, what we want to cover. Section 2, we're going to improve marketing efficiency and ROI. In section 3, we're going to enhance customer experience and AI tools, optimize pricing strategies, and so forth. So it's going to outline all that. So then I can go back to and go, okay, I really like these sections, or I really want to expand this. And I can start building that tool. Do you see how this is really saving you time? Because it's really kind of doing a lot of thinking for you. Now, let me go to the next tool that I want to talk about. And the next tool that is, let's see, we're going to do Grammarly, I believe. Oh, no, Otter AI. So, Otter AI is another tool that I think is absolutely necessary for any business who is doing a lot of Zoom calls with clients, with teams, with anything. So, let me explain what Otter AI does. So, Otter AI is a tool that's a note taking tool. And in there, it will record all of your meetings and it'll record what's going on. So, right now, as this meeting is going on, it should be kind of measuring and transcribing it. Now, you can see Otter added a screenshot. Over here, I have Otter can ask questions. Have I been mentioned so far in this meeting? Have I, asked all the questions I want to ask? And what it's going to do when we look at, hopefully, I'm going to be able to look at one of our summaries here. I can look at, we had one back on November 21st that talked about a summary of a website. We worked on a website with a client. This measured all of what happened within that meeting. It gave me a summary. It gives me a transcription. Now, I do have the subscription to this, which is 100 and something, I think, a month, or a year. It's not very expensive. I can't remember, but even if you don't and you just get the free version, it'll give you like 20 or 30 minutes of a meeting. It gives me the action items, it gives me the outline, it gives me content and breaks out everything that we talked about within that meeting. And that's huge because now not only do I have that summary for my own notes to make sure I know what we need to get done next and that what we talked about, but then I can turn around and use that and send that to my client and say, hey, or to the team, whatever, and say, hey, this is what we talked about. This is what was important. These are the action items. Does anyone have anything else to add to this? If not, this is how we're going to progress. And it really keeps everybody, on the same track. It improves your communication. It's not an expensive tool, and it really can help no matter what your business is. Now, the last tool that I want to talk about is Grammarly. I have used Grammarly forever and ever and ever, but there is an AI aspect to Grammarly. So I asked Chat earlier to give me a silly paragraph that had lots of errors in it so that I could test Grammarly here. And so this is about a squirrel. And you can see what happens with Grammarly. It looks at everything like your spelling, it looks at your grammar. To me, if you're doing any type of writing or communications, no matter if you're the CEO or whether you're the secretary or assistant, you have to have Grammarly. I just don't even know how you can survive, especially for those who are spelling challenged. This is why it's so great. But the new AI tool, you can see that I have this paragraph. Now, I've done this in Google. Once you load it into your system, it doesn't matter if you use Microsoft Word, it doesn't matter what you're actually working on, it will come up. Now, I have had a challenge with Canva and Grammarly. It'll identify where there's a problem, but won't necessarily fix it. Let me show you what I mean. So here we write this article about the squirrel. Now I'm going to enlarge this just a little bit. Now, the squirrel is spelled wrong, and I know this because it has a red. So if I just hover over that with my mouse, it will give me the correct spelling of squirrel. I click it, and it will change it. Same with absolutely. It's highlighted. I can just click it, and it changes it. Now, it gives me a blue. That's because it's telling me, and same with absolutely, that from a grammar standpoint, that this isn't necessarily needed for this sentence. Now, I may decide, like a lot of my blogs that I write it from my point of view, and I like it more conversational rather than specifically business oriented. And so I might leave in some words as I was talking rather than really making it polished business text. But I can see it can give me that option. If I don't want that option, I can just say, dismiss it. No big deal. The other thing with the chat, with the AI portion of it is that now you'll see this little guy right here. You see this guy down here? If I click on him, it now gives me a whole section and tells me exactly what's going on within my document. And so in this first section, it's saying, let's rewrite this sentence. And I could do that if I wanted to. And I can just suggest, okay, maybe we do, maybe we don't, maybe I dismiss it. And so I really like that Grammarly helps me be smarter. That's basically what it does, because I don't know about you, but I may have forgotten some of the grammar rules. But I love it, and it's definitely on my top three. This subscription, I believe, I have it for all my employees. I think it comes out to $130 a year, something like that. It's not that expensive. So let's talk about this. We know that AI is taking on, and that as a business owner, we need to be using these tools to better serve our markets. We know this. And we know that there are three tools right off the bat that we can use. All three of these have a free component. Now, with Grammarly, if you want it loaded into your system, you have to pay for it. But there is a free website you can go and you can add your text to it manually. I just find that to be a waste of time. So, ChatGPT, you can use it for all kinds of things. I do recommend you pay the $20 a month and get the subscription so it starts learning who you are, making it a lot easier. But even within chat, you can go in and say, hey, and introduce yourself, introduce what you do, introduce your target audience, and then build out what you're actually wanting to accomplish in that chat without having to purchase it. The second one we went over was Otter AI. If you're on Zoom calls or meetings, you must have this tool. This tool is really important to record the meeting, take notes, and it gives you that opportunity to really focus on what you're saying in the meeting and who you're talking to rather than worrying about jotting down notes. And it also helps your communication and keeps you on the same page. The third tool we went over was Grammarly. Grammarly is a must-have if you're doing any sort of writing, whether that's business letters, whether it's blog content, anything whatsoever, social post, you need to be using Grammarly to help you. So those were the three tools. Now, if you have any questions, let me know because that's what I have for you today. And remember, so next week, I am going to be back live again. And I would love to tell you what the topic is. Give me 1 second while I look real quick because I kind of outlined all the topics. Yep. So next week, we're going to talk about how to measure marketing for maximum impact. So 1 o'clock on Tuesday Mountain Time, and that is how to measure marketing metrics. And I think that's really important when measuring. So we'll be talking about that. Oh, I totally forgot to tell you. There is a survey on our website that you can take to see how AI ready you are. And with this, once you fill out the survey, you can, it will sign you up and you will automatically get the 10 AI tools for the AI Explorer. Let me share real quick and I'll show you where to find that. You can get there from our homepage as well as from the page. So here's our website, and we've been currently reworking it. But if you go to the AI consulting tab and scroll down, here is your business ready for AI? So go ahead and take that quiz. It takes 2 minutes. And then after that, you'll fill out a form and you'll get the 10 AI tools for AI explorers. Awesome. So our website is behindthedesignco.com. And I will see you next week.